Welcome, one and all, to a low-key, very easy to pick up and understand video game, Nubby's Number Factory. Hey, you must be the new employee they were telling you about. My name is Tony and I'm going to be your supervisor. My job is to show you how to run the factory. I don't really care about your name or anything, so let's just get into this. First things first, welcome aboard to Nubby's Number Factory, the world's leading number manufacturer. This is the main control center of the factory. Your first task is to launch our mascot Nubby down the pegboard. Hold down right mouse and press left mouse to launch Nubby. Wow, you're already good at this. At this factory, your only job is to make bigger numbers. By launching Nubby at these pegs, you will learn however many points are shown on the peg. This number shows how many points you made around. The number at the bottom is the goal. If you beat the goal, the board will restock. If you get a really high score, the board can restock multiple times in a single round. No, wait! I forgot to even tell you what a restock even is. Well, listen up, because restocks are an important thing. When the board restocks, a bunch of new pegs will fall from the sky and fill all your empty spaces. Soon after, pairs of pegs with the same number will merge into one greater peg. Let's try it out. Keep launching Nubby until you beat the goal. Right mouse and left mouse. Pegtacular. That was Pegalicious. You're a star. Just kidding. No, you're not. Okay, we're almost done. Just rearrange your new peg by pressing the jump button. Nice. Launch Nubby one more time. Right mouse and left mouse. I want to show you something. So you might have noticed that Nubby goes through some pegs but not others. Nubby will break through ones, but will bounce off any peg that's greater than one. Alright, bud, that's it for the tutorial. You'll figure the rest out for yourself. Smiley face. Oh wait, I forgot one more thing. Every time you launch Nubby, you lose one life. If you run out of lives, the sun will explode. Well, luckily, every time the board restocks, you get one life back. So as long as you keep making big numbers, nobody's gonna get hurt. Okay, now I'm done. Thanks for not pressing the skip tutorial button. I know that was difficult for you. I'll start you off with a fresh new factory now. Good luck. So welcome into the game. This is Zone 1, the factory. You have all the time in the world to get down somewhere. Along here is the progress bar. This shows you what rounds are upcoming. And the main goal is to at least, hit the target goal, and then proceed forward with that. Every restock you get a single coin. Tony's down here to tell you what exactly is going on here. And additionally, once you have beaten some goals and done some stuff, this used to not be how the game functioned, but in more recent updates, it made it so that every time you beat a boss round, which we'll get to eventually, you will gain a star, and the stars are used to unlock different things, which are the different supervisors, which give you different gameplay styles. That'll be explained in the next video, because it's more important for that instead of now. So anyways, once you're in the Nubby Mart, you can click on a mouse to drag it into your inventory, as long as you're able to afford it, and you can have a look at everything that's around here by just hovering over it. You may also see that this is the freeze button. You drag and drop an item over this to freeze it in place so you can keep it there whenever you next appear into the shop. Then when you have enough coins, you can buy to expand your item from 5 to 7, and then this door also becomes something else later on, but we'll get to that in a bit. The item we picked up here is the Finger Puppet, which gives points equal to the number of times that Nubby is bounced in the round. So you see here it starts activating, and it activates even on bouncing off the side of the wall, so that's always very happy to have. And you'll also notice that I'm down at 3 lives, so as long as you're able to clear a round each time, you're able to maintain even in terms of how many Nubbies you get. But if you keep doing well, you'll just restock all your lives back and get a bunch of stuff back. It's very convenient. There is still a lot more to go over, but we'll get there in due time. When you get to one of these stars in the progress bar, you get loot! These are 2 books. Buckshot perk, if the first peg pop was the highest number of peg, force triggers the items in slot 1 and 2 3 times each. Or the meaty perk, force triggers the items in slots 5, 6, and 7 2 times each. That one's going to be good for the long run. I'm going to hope that we actually get up to that point. Hope that I actually get up to that point. It's for timelines! But yes, here is the main bulk of the game. If you're in an unfavorable spot, then it's best to re-roll the board and hope to get something nice. Actually got the broke even from that. So, I could open this up right away, but I won't have any money to spend on things. Now, the sea cucumber is also really good. Every empty space will give points equal to the total amount of pegs that have popped in the round. I'll have that, and then also have the monstrosity, which, if the Nubby's still alive, or some kind of meteor that will float around and pop pegs. I remember this being pretty good in the demo, which, by the way, there's a demo. You can try it out without any hassle possible. So, you can see here that we have the finger puppet showing up again, and it also has like a little sparkle effect going on it. What this means is that if you have the money to, you can upgrade your finger puppet to give equal to double the amount of times the Nubby's bouncing around. So that's a good way to get more value out of some of the items. They have an upgraded form as well. Now let's see how this round plays out. You got the meat orb. I think that was also contributing, but it also contributes to Sea Cucumber, being able to have a higher number. It's very handy stuff. Gold Rush. I should have looked at what that said. I apologize. So yeah, the special rounds come up every now and then. They give different effects to these pegs. The Gold Rush one makes it so that you get a coin every time that peg's popped for the first time in the round. It did not happen because I guess we were already too good in our setup at the current point in time. Okay, that's not going to help anyone, Joshua. Come on. Head on over to the right. Hope for some things like this. Yeah, this game was one that kind of spawned from nowhere. And eventually, it just kind of took over some areas of space and time. Mystery capsule. Mystery Boxburg, neat. If Nubby's launched, every time slot 1 is empty, a random item from Nubby Mount will appear in slot 1 and force trigger 3 times, which will disappear at the end of the round. That's good, so we can hold on to that for later. Then additionally, in the Grabatron, you have this mysterious key. You hold on to the mysterious key. Suspicious key. On the next shop turn, you will gain access to the black market. Whoa, you got a suspicious key. Secret need. Hey, it's a chicken! Rubber chicken. I'm not going to explain every one that shows up here, but you know, you can see how some of them affect. You see this fade going down, that means it's every so seconds. This one is like every time you pass a round goal, it doubles the chance of some items. There you go. Gold Nugget effect will give 1 coin when popped for the first time. That's what actually happened previously, and it would help to actually good enough for that. This turtle is actually really good. The 2-headed turtle gives you points equals to 10 times the current number once you pop 10 pegs. Handy stuff. I think now is the time where I have the money to actually upgrade for these slots, and then instead of going to the mysterious door, that'll see that for next time. Upgrade that, and have access to the Cafe Nubby. Drag and drop food items into the mouth to eat. You can give him strawberries to increase the amount of money you gain from strawberries. At least once. I should be careful how much I'm spending, actually. You know, that'll break a little bit of even. It wouldn't. We're stuck at 5. You have the chip, which will restock lives, otherwise restock the entire cafe's food, which is decent to have. And then you also have the kidney bean, which can stock a random rare food item. Handy, indeed. So, you might be fine over here at the 30 pegs popped area. I think you also would be good. You can't afford any of these. Cheese House is decent because you get 300 points, and then once you're around 30 or higher, you get 3,000 points instead, which is a good extra bonus to how much power you got. And also Poop Bot, which gives you points to how many times the board's restocked in the game, which can get very silly in some areas. Jacks are also really handy to have. I probably should. Sorry, Finger Puppet, I think Jacks are gonna do well in the 5th slot. So yeah, Jacks normally activate on passing the round goal, but as it's gonna activate a couple of times each for popping 30 pegs, it's gonna make it so that there's more pegs getting popped, and that should end up with some good stuff in the long run. There's another mystery box perk. Now, if you find multiple books like this, they do stack on top of each other. I'm not going to take Gourmet, I want this one. So that means anything that shows up in the front here is going to activate 6 times now. Yeah, 6 straws. It's very crazy scenarios that can be dreamt up with this power. Hey, the seal! You don't really do anything besides just smacking and activating the peg half trigger. Very silly, but hey. There we go, that's more like it. We did enter the stratosphere, by the way. I forgot to mention that we did pass over into that area. Down this tree. Halves the highest number peg, doubles the lowest number peg twice. Now the thing is, like, with this mystery box perk, you can just put something right there if you want. The only problem is that if you have the mystery box going up here, then it's just gonna be not upgraded at all. But anyways, now that we actually do have access to the mysterious shop that's going here now. The black market. You have 3 options on sale, and then you can reroll if you so desire, but you only have the one reroll and you can't freeze any of this stuff. You can pick one of these out. There's the mannequin head, which reduces the goal by 30% and has all pegs in turn. Jake the snake, which has a chance to double all the pegs. And the one I'm going to pick up is Toy Fish. 2 random pegs, probably the number of the first peg popped in the round. Or, yeah, if it's over here, that's going to do it multiple times. Oh, because of that, right. I almost forgot about that tricky, dicky thing. Because if I wanted to do first peg pop, this could also activate something that'll pop a peg, so it'll just lead to whatever. Now, I put Monstrosity there for the time being. I might just end up going away from the mystery box perks in the future. Which is funny, but yeah, there you go. That's good stuff right now. Good that it activates multiple times over. The Mother of all pops. That one will pop everything on the board once you touch it. I'm so used to steamrolling through all of these rounds and knowing what these pegs do that I just kind of skim over all the important stuff when I should be really explaining these things better. Oh well. The thing I should point out about this corrupted item and all the other stuff in the black market is that they are unable to be force triggered, so putting it in 7 is not ideal. However, it's the only spot that'll give it the most benefit by copying 4 times instead of 2 times. The ray gun, 25% chance to force trigger the item in slot number 3. Sure, why not? Put you down there. That's only when the peg's fully popped, right? Nice, nice. Okay, so in the Nubby Mart we have Tartland. Nice, nice thing to show up there. Spend 18 coins to upgrade anything in order to sacrifice whatever's in the front spot. Sorry, Monstrosity, we want that upgraded fish. Yeah, because the corrupted items can also be upgraded. Oh man, Donut! Duplicate the most recently obtained perk. I don't have a single amount of money for that. The cheese house would be nice as well, because it's 30 now. Okay, Poop Butt! Poop Butt, my friend, go to 6. And yeah, 8192. Yeah, look at that number go up! 103 for the whole board clear. That's the shit. And again, that it upgraded that one in turn. Got the 3.2 there. Oh, I didn't copy it properly because of the snow rocket. But yeah, now you can see how this game could be very entertaining in certain situations. Sorry, number 3. But I think we would much prefer to have a bunch of this stuff going off instead. Yeah. Pops at that. Yeah, 96. It's crazy stuff. In fact, let's just say it's crazy right now. So it's very nice. So I suppose in this little interim, now that we have been comfortably sat in how Nubby's gonna function for the rest of time. Also, we're at max 99 coins. So all that crazy stuff that happened earlier. Yeah, duplicate that. Eat that. Eat that as well. The Shish Kebab, gain the kebab perk. Nubby dies as a 50% chance to force trigger the rightmost item in the inventory. Which... no. Damn kebabs. I would have taken you if it weren't for the whole corrupted thing on the end there. In another run, it probably would be very nice, but for now, hope they go right. Anyways, without getting distracted this time, genuinely, because the last few times have been just for a bit, genuinely, how have you guys been? It's been a hot minute since I did anything major, because the most of my time has been going towards all of the gauntlet shit. And that's fine and dandy with me, at least. Being able to get away from trapped in the gauntlet stuff. That's very nice to be able to work on things again that are not Isaac related. It sounds like, oh, he's so fed up with Isaac. No, it was just more like I was trapped in that little mindset the entire time. And it was a trap of my own making, because I had the obligation to do it before it even gets too far away from, you know, April Fools. But now that it's all out and ready, I can just chill, do whatever. Pop for the first time, this peg will trigger a mega explosion that pops all pegs once. Crazy how that one was the one that got selected for that. Because any of the pegs can be anything like that. It's good shit. 65 and the... Oh, you gotta hide behind down there, Mr. 65? You dick. At least it didn't get completely swallowed. But, oh, why are you gonna hide down there still, bud? That didn't work at all. I lost even my mind. There we go. That's much better. Very nice. Yeah, this all-seeing pyramid, by the way, yeah, it activates every time a slot 1 is triggered in the round. So putting the two-headed turtle there is decent, but I suppose if I did have the mystery box perks going, then it would be a guaranteed 6 times in a round. But then it's also the risk of not being able to get true stuff from the toy fish. You gotta play the game properly. 20 times this number, that was the number peg for that. Every second, the peg will explode and pop a max from nearby. I mean, that's gonna help to pass round goal and also help to meaty perk. Hold on to that and then see what's in here. Another poop bud, yes! Now I've got 8,200 points to get from that. I get from that. Wacky rebound that somehow functioned properly and didn't break. Wow, holiday cheer. When popped, all pegs will copy this peg's number for the boss round. That one's set to 2048, but I do want... There we go, that one's nice. Even if it did all that. But you know, that's passing round 40, so that means we enter into the next round. The buckshot perk again, for triggering the first 2 items. Or the chaotic perk, which force triggers a random item every second. Let's do that. The moon! Welcome to the moon! It's wonderfully cold and brisk up here. It got rid of my 65k because of that rebound. But it's still there, so I'm fine with that. The setup is looking very nice. I'll tell you up front that I'm not used to this, considering all what I've been doing in this game recently. My god, you're not doing well, are you? Go in there, give me some good power, please. I'm looking for... There we go. Healing everything up, just like that. Wow. Yeah, I'm not very used to having a very solid setup like this, considering all that's been going on in my playtime of this game in recent times. And again, that's gonna be a problem saved for the next Nubby video, because it's gonna be immediately after I get done with this that I record that video. Because it's a little pertinent that I need to do it as soon as possible. But it'll be explained. All be explained. Just keep your wits about you, and then you'll know what I mean by all of this. Nice stuff, nice stuff. So, yeah, like, that one's activating 3, this one's activating 5, 6, and 7. You still want it at 5. There's 9,000 points. I mean, this will give... I'm trying to think. Yeah. Let's see how this functions. Cheese House. You're not gonna do much with Cheese House. Even if you upgrade Cheese House, it's gonna be like 7,500 points past round 30. Which, you know, is a lot worse than our poop bud at this current point in time. Yeah, why not? We'll leave that there and give the size one. Pop 2 random ones each. And, I mean, the only thing that needs upgrading is like the sea cucumber, but is it really doing us any good having that around? Would it be better to have a second Jack? Oh, dumb ideas. And then you're gonna be slot 3, so... No, yeah, that's fine. Boink. Yeah. We get ball clear bonuses. Good. Very nice. In a previous version of the game, one that I hadn't played before I even got around to actually playing it, getting a board clear bonus would give you money instead. However, after a while, board clear bonus was made so that the score itself was multiplied by 2. Since there's nothing better that you can do, I suppose, in that aspect. Which I think is a good change. I think it was good that they changed it to this. Makes it feel better. And also the previous way of unlocking new characters to play as, and new supervisors, of the new Tonys, that used to be locked behind beating challenges, which I haven't done much of the challenges. I started the first couple, and then I didn't do much with the Nublock one, which is just like, you know, Nuzlocke adjacent. And other than that, it's first pack pop, force trigger the left first item this amount of times, or yeah, why not Luna? Item in slot 6. So yeah, like locking all the supervisors behind beating the challenges is a choice, but instead they change it so that you get stars per finishing boss rounds, and then also you get a bunch of stars after you finish the game. There's jacks given to us. We might not necessarily need the jacks. I might also change that out for something different if it shows up. Because I think what I need at this point in time is a way to double the pegs. Because, hear me out, right? This is the insane potential of Nubby if we're able to get it right. These don't multiply by pegs. The Imperial Dolphin's cool, just something reachable. Damn, it didn't work. Okay. Have you there, just in case. So, the methodology that I'm thinking here, it's going to be activating 5, 6, and 7 a whole bunch of times before the pegs are getting popped, right? So what if one of these 5, 6, and 7s is going to be doubling a random peg? So that means more pegs will get popped, more things will be doubled, and eventually you'll end up having a whole lot of score in the end. That is my philosophy. Now we just need to hope for the Booger Party. When pop, this peg will emit 2 snot shots that pop any pegs that it passes through. Yeah, these special rounds usually are very helpful to the player. It's the boss rounds that start getting a little rude with how they decide to, you know, sort themselves out. So that's how those function. And by the time you get to the moon, by the way, that's when you get an extra chance at the Grab-O-Matic. So you can also go back to the go back to the black market and get a new corrupted item for your travels. It's 524 right there, tucked away, but it wasn't gonna get hit no matter how much I tried. This also might not hit. Yeah, I thought so. Copied all that, so I left all this stuff. And for every time that's 10 pegs popped. I mean, that activate has a chance to multiple times. Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah. There we go. 6 times. Getting all the health back. Also max coins. It's crazy. What's in this funny ball? A perk? Hey, holy shit. Force trigger the items in slot 3 one time for each perk you have. That is crazy. I'm okay with that. So 5, go to 3. All-Seeing Pyramid, you can go in there, why not? Have the key capsule. The gold ones will also give you a random amount between 1 and 10 by the month. That didn't work. Look at all that popping. Wild. Yeah, and that's when first pack popped as well. It's good. You get a lot of perks as well. Go to 262, that's at least okay. The 5 ones down there, but be nice with that. Say cheese! Bag will pop gift points twice. I see you in the corner. Yeah! It's a crazy setup, I appreciate this. Now, much like things such as Ballionaire, however you pronounce it, it does have an endless mode after you finish the main game, which we'll see the main game finish in quite a few seconds from now. Ouroboros. Every pass round goal being activated. Emits 9. No. Nubby bounces 10 times. Cosmo Blast. Pegs pop counts as 2 pegs instead of 1. It's not lackluster. Marks around a peg, when a peg is marked, all pegs that have the same number will be doubled. It can't be force activated, so that would not do well in the setup currently. And here we have the wingless fly. If it's the highest number, multiplies total score by 2.5. I'm sorry, two-headed turtle, you are not gonna do much now, so I think wingless fly is your time to shine. So I can't put that there. I think 4 is a good spot for that. And also, you're tucked away. It's the 1 million. How did that still pass? Oh shit. I've been robbed. The boss round. When fully popped, the item in slot 2 will be sold. Hope that doesn't get sold. There goes my poop butt. But at least there's a free spot open. Right? It means nothing's gonna get sold there. So I can just clear it off right there. Very nice. Extra one for the slot 3. Another mystery box perk. Keep adding to the Raycon perk. Sun Temple. We're in Zone 4. This is the final zone of the game. 131 is still decent. Can we guarantee that? Nah. But still, it's enough for a ball clip. Leading to that one being placed front and center. Oh, that's good shit. It's good for having a head start by having the wingless fly activate, along with all the ball clears. It's wild. Hiding in the bottom, are we? Want to hide to the side? But 8 times. Back to the shop. We don't even need to waste money on money. Finally, the kazoo! That's the kind of thing that I wanted, because it doubles a random peg every 5 seconds. But if we put that there in 5, it's gonna keep doubling, it's gonna keep going. This is gonna be sexy. It's gonna be absolutely tremendous. Avocado! 1% of odds for rare items across all shops. Does that include the effect of ultra rares? And then 2 strawberries to get to 7 points. Nice. Reroll. Sure, a rat. The rat. Not like any of these. The asbestos, if you want to give 20 points and increase by 20 every time it's triggered in the round for all the halves that you do. Or maybe squirmy. Just 1 in 50 chance of randomorphos. Tucked away behind a 16. And you're just even further tucked away. That's not gonna help anyone. Wasn't dramatic, but it's kind of the idea that I wanted, right? Or maybe, yeah, that'll do it. I think. Oh, it's been rough though. It's not even like the max. And I copied that, and it still multiplied all that. How did I bring that back? I didn't think I was gonna bring that back. Oh shit. Well, that's more like it. 17 restocks. Now here's the thing you might be thinking. Don't touch me. All other pegs will be doubled or halved. 3/4 chance of either. That's not the max. Still, 1 mil is a decent amount. Good stuff. Yeah, I was thinking, what's the maximum amount of time you can restock hit round? You might think, oh, that's gonna be easy, right? You just picked 999 times. That just seems like a good capping point. That's not even gonna be likely to be hit, right? Pulse triggers all X pegs popped items. Every few seconds, pulse trigger everything. Well, my friend, there is, in fact, a cap to how many times you could restock. And that cap is a very high 9,999 times. And I think, how is that possible to even hit in a normal run? Well, there's a supervisor just for you, in that sense. You gotta hope to unlock him, and then you'll have a jolly good time. Think about this more. That one's the highest peg, right? Yeah, there you go. Is there surely there's a better one that does duplicating? I can't think of what it is. Doubles 4 random pegs whose number is less than 32. That's not gonna help. Though it might still help. No, it's not gonna help. Because that'll still just end up being, you know, have to hit the wall multiple times in order to activate. Then that's gonna be activated a little bit. Oh wait, peg fully popped. Chance. No. That won't work because I think it will. The concept. Yeah, you showing up again. 240% of that number if it summons. Well, have the highest number peg, doubles the lowest number peg twice. I mean, it's the same amount of seconds. It's doubling twice. That's the stratagem. Now, there's 2 dolphins if you wanted the 2 dolphin method. And of course, the kazoo shows up right there for the upgrade potential. No. 8,655 points for just the unupgraded bot. Place that there. It's just in the proper spot. I don't think I put it in the proper spot. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. So you duplicate all those, but it's... Yeah, get out of here. I'm sorry, Plastic Tree. I've made my mistakes. See, look at that, 48. Just by virtue of doing that. Wild. It's risky stuff, but I don't think that's how we're gonna do that. And we got a 16 mil. It's in like aqua color. Good to find that. And another shop, 75. We're almost at the end of the run, actually. Finally enough. And it dies. But then also the kazoo could show up again. That one doubles a random peg on a random chance. Keep eating. I haven't even looked over how long we've been going for. Oh, we can find... I can use this as an opportunity to throw away a tardigrade and upgrade the fly to give us timed 5 score. Lucky stuff. 30-minute video, that's why. I mean, I expected it to go a little bit long, but I didn't think it was this long. Wild. Right. So, go back there, Mr. Dominant Glasses. Inflatable dolphin, we can put that down. I can put that down. There's you again. Squirmy, Monstrosity. I don't think any of those. And I also don't think there's going to be any chance by the time we get to the final shot of the run. Oh, baby! Look at all those funny balls show up. Thank you, Dolphin. Just a little bit more money than usual. Yeah! That's wild. Okay, Bailey. You needn't be so rude. No, but don't touch me. I didn't even think I hit the actual thing there, but there you go. Yeah. Here comes. You're hiding behind a 524. I see you there. Hey! Surprised that went. Oh, maybe it's because of you, because it's the highest number popping random pegs twice. I could change you to be a kazoo. And it'll be you on kazoo. Doubles a random peg twice every 5 seconds. This sounds correct. Yeah, it's also like, you know, how are you gonna be activated? We'll see. Pyramid. Oh, I should have croissanted. Croissant was a decent perk, I think. You on that. We'll take the kebab, why not? At this point, it's the last shop of the run. Another chip. Eat the funny rat. Eat the hot dog. And all this. Another shish kebab. And you. Just this constant chain. Running out of money. I'm not gonna afford any of this. It's a tired way. Funny. A poop butt. Anything new. I mean, yeah, Pedro. Who pops random peg when hitting the wall. A flaming skull. The Durner. Cactus, which summons a quill that falls from the sky and pops a peg randomly. Uranium rod's decent because it emits a burst of nuclear waste. Dancing Dino, 60% chance to do nothing, but also could do all of this stuff. which I doubt is gonna be. So yeah, we have multiple attempts to finish this off, and I think we're gonna be fine. 123 times! 246 times! That's much more like it. Apocalypse! Blood drips will rapidly rain down from above and have the first pig to come in contact with. Final boss. There is another final boss, however, it's an interesting one. And like that, 24 restocks, a super score, and victory achieved! Yeah! Nubby's been thrown around. I can go to the endless mode if I want. I got the new high score, 31.5 billion, and also 162 stars. Now why, Joshua? Why do you have so many stars? If it only takes a little amount to unlock these things. So, here's the actual main menu, game mode. You can choose that. You can choose a custom seed. You can also choose the challenges, which all the challenges. These are all the ones that ended up with how you're supposed to unlock all the different characters in the game. But after a while, they was changed over to the star system. And you have very small amounts of stars to unlock for each of these. So you have all these fellas over here, Octoni, Tony Jr., Gobloni. All of these are very fun, different ways to play the game. And then for the next episode of Nubby's Number Factory, Glass Tony. You may notice that when I was going around playing all these different Nubbies, I at least won once with each of these. Now there's 2 for you. But then these ones at the end, I haven't won yet. Even though I played you once. Mostly because I wanted to at least win once with Glass Tony. By the time I unlocked everything, Immortal Tony was the last one to unlock. These are all like 25 stars to cost to buy each of them, for most of them. And then like, yeah, 5, 10, 15, and 20 earlier on. I was left with 1 star. 1 star by the time I unlocked Immortal Tony. And I still kept trying to beat Glass Tony. We're already up to 162. I think that can tell you how ruthless the next episode's gonna be. So, I will see you in that next episode, where you'll see just how bullshit Glass Tony can be. See you then, and I hope you enjoyed this one. It was fun to do, after the endless misery of Glass Tony. See you then.